Right. Early notification, working with us, assisting us, working with the families to inform them of their opportunities to donate. Helping us in the evaluation of the organs. We asked for cardiologists and pathologists and pulmonologists to become involved in the evaluation of each of the individual organs. And once we have all of that information and from the help of the doctors and nurses at the hospital, and then we're able to place the organs more efficiently. So the more collaboration that there is at every step of the way, not just in declaring somebody dead, but in helping us to work with the families, declaring the patients dead by brain death criteria, evaluating the organs, and the anesthesiology professionals such as yourself assisting us in the OR, we're able to recover as many organs as possible to give these patients a second chance.
What do you see in the future for transplant therapy? I assume it's going to continue to expand.
It's very interesting. Well, first of all, many people believe that they're not a candidate for donation. We've evaluated donors for organ donation and transplant as old as 102 years of age for organ donation. Persons who are well into their 90s have become organ donors. Individuals who are well into their 80s are candidates and do become tissue donors, for example. So that has been one of the biggest changes over the past 2 decades, where 20 years ago, you had to be 40 years of age and in relatively perfect health in order to be an organ donor of any type. Now it's of any age and any history. There are no medical exclusions, so we review each donor and its history, their history, at the time of their death, and look for potential candidates to place the organs with.
And in Michigan, we have kidney transplant programs, liver, heart transplant programs,
right.
At U of M and
University of Michigan, Henry Ford and Children's Hospital perform heart transplants.
Are there still pancreatic transplants being done?
Right. Four programs in Michigan: University of Michigan, Henry Ford, St. John, and Harper Hospital perform pancreas.
And then skin and bone is used widely throughout.
Oh my, the number of bone transplants for orthopedic surgery and neurosurgery is on the magnitude of 120 hospitals in our state. So again, anybody virtually of any age and any medical history can become a donor. And we always, for tissues for example, we give first priority for the transplants back to the donor hospital. So patients on their wait list for a cornea or for a piece of bone or for other forms of tissue are given a priority going back to that community.
Where does your funding come from? Who pays for Gift of Life's services and matching the donor with the organ?
Well, we're one of 58 federal programs, and so it's a Medicare program. So the federal Medicare program has recognized a long time ago that it's better to get a patient off a dialysis machine and get them transplanted because it's better for the patient. It's also better for the Medicare program. Funds can be used for different reasons. The break-even point, the last time I read, it was about 18 months. If you can get a kidney transplant to last 18 months, and then that's the break-even, and then Medicare can shift costs to other programs.
And like you said, some now kidney transplants may last indefinitely with the better anti-rejection medications and such.
Yeah, it is quite amazing to see. I've been with the Gift of Life program for 25 years, and I've seen a tremendous change in just about everything that we do. And the comment I make frequently is the only thing that hasn't changed is the anatomy of the organs that we recover and transplant.
Do you mind if I ask you a little bit about your own background? You know, how you came to Gift of Life?
Oh,
and
yeah.
What what path you took to get there?
Yeah. I had a childhood friend who actually lost his kidney function and went on dialysis for some period of time. And then I remember his mother giving him one of her kidneys. But there was that period of time where all we could do is, we couldn't play outside. We'd stay inside and color, and that was it. We couldn't play outside. And then he received his kidney transplant, and Last time I knew, he was a school teacher in Las Vegas, and he still has his mother's kidney.
What's your background?
My background is in biology and chemistry and physiology, a graduate degree in physiology, and I have a healthcare risk management background. So it's kind of one of these eternal students.
And you've been with Gift of Life of Michigan for
25 years
25
this December.
years.
And it's the best job I've ever had. Maybe one of the only jobs I've ever had. But you get to go to work every day and know that you can make a change, a big change in somebody's life.
So you play a role in transplants throughout Michigan, but then organs that you're involved in procuring may go out of state. Mm-hmm. Is Gift of Life involved at all in matching living donors, related donors? Do you play a role there?
No, only to the extent that we do receive phone calls frequently about persons who want to give an altruistic gift, but each of the organ transplant centers they have their own internal programs to do living donations, and that's another big change, a huge change in transplant science, where it used to be where you could only give a kidney as a live donor. Now you can give part of your liver, you can give part of your pancreas, you can give even a lobe of your lung to another living person, and those are all changes that have occurred over the past probably decade for live donations. But again, what that underscores is really the shortage of organs that could come from persons who are dead and no longer need them. So we're looking always to secure more deceased donor organs, but living donation is still an option, but that's all worked out through the transplant centers.
Richard, we only have a couple minutes left, and I think maybe it would be helpful if you kind of repeated how one would add themselves to the donor registry if somebody was interested in doing that.
Sure, and again, I appreciate the opportunity here today. Again, go to giftoflifemichigan.org. And you can click on I want to become a donor in the donor registry, and it takes about a minute to fill out the paperwork. You can call 1-800-482-4881 and request a donation registry brochure. We'll mail those out, one or as many as you'd like for your group. And then also when you go into the Secretary of State's office, that's another opportunity to say I want to be a donor. And when you get back in the mail, this red heart, it goes on the front of your license and it shows the world that you want to be a donor. It stands out, and we can't miss it. It lets healthcare people know that you want to be a donor. It lets your family know that you want to be a donor. It tells Gift of Life Michigan that you want to be a donor. And if that's what you want to be, then we'll do whatever we can to fulfill your wish. And
if you can take the time to do that, just a few minutes, it may be a life-saving measure for several other people.
Oh, indeed. And your family will remember you, and you're a hero if you do this. And there's no question about it. You are a hero if you become a donor, and you're going to make a tremendous impact in so many lives.
Richard, thank you very much. Thanks for being on my program. Thanks for watching Current Events with State Senator Tom George. I'll be back next week.